product is that because the ecosystem makes more money for developers, games come to iOS first or only.
Well,
So,
it's not just that. It's just that it's so much easier to develop for like one set of devices. There's so many inconsistencies with Android.
well, no, but the Android marketplace also makes you less money, demonstrably. Developers who
yes.
develop for both have shown. You get it. There's a higher money passover rate on the Apple ecosystem because people who own Apple devices tend to have more money.
Yep. They are not the the largest market percentage, however, which is really comforting.
Not even close.
Yeah.
Not even close. Especially if you include the rest of the world, it's like 80% Android, like 15% Apple, and then 5% BlackBerry and Windows Phone.
Yeah. They like to wear their dick out like they're the best.
Yeah, they make a lot of money for 20%. So.
Oh, I mean,
15% or whatever.
well, they sell an ecosystem, right? You buy their products, you buy other products. Ah, it's so upsetting. But alas, we must move on. Onto the show, onward and upwards. What is up, everybody? Welcome to episode number 7 of Podcast Simulator. I am your host, Smatter, joined by Pbat and Chris.
Hi.
What's up, gentlemen?
Juice Chris. It's
Juice Chris.
Chris.
I
Juice
blew
Chris,
it.
you gotta remember it.
Juice Chris. This is a podcast where we talk about video games and how sometimes there are more black people than white people on the show.
But not now.
But not today. Today is not one of those days. So, Pbat, thank you for representing.
Well, I mean, technically, it's like half a black guy, but still, it's better than nothing.
Hey, I appreciate you like breaking down the percentages for us
Yeah,
because it's not always clear.
exactly.
It's like
know.
I don't consider myself completely Italian, even though my dad was born in Italy. Like, my mother is one generation off, so I'm like, what, 60% or whatever?
Do you know a lot of people actually think I'm full black, and I never understood that. Like, they think I'm just really, really light.
Full black. I mean, you have
No.
mostly black features, and for those of you listening, I'm sure you can tell.
You mean like? I feel like
I'm not going anywhere near this.
Wait, I'm saying like you don't look like you're mixed.
so you're saying I got like a big flat nose.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
don't-
I didn't name qualities. I didn't stereotype.
I don't have like the Jay-Z lips, and you can't see below the camera, so like I don't know what other people do.
Actually, I cropped it on the stream, so I can see below the
can see
camera, but no one else can.
Oh my
Right.
god.
All right. Okay. So I apologize for this. Last week we didn't do a guided meditation. So to make up for it, Pbat's gonna do one today.
What?
Yeah.
I can't do this.
Just
You can't
make
me
up something.
like this.
That's the whole point of the guided meditation. You just make it up.
You can't do this to me.
Come on, take us through a day in the life of Pbat or anything.
Sam,
I'm closing my eyes.
Talk to us about your latest Minecraft playthrough.
My eyes are
Okay.
closed.
All right, so, let me follow the lead. Okay, so everybody, close your eyes.
Yeah,
Bow your
already
head.
done.
You're sitting here listening to a podcast, or you're in line getting your mocha latte at
Yep.
Starbucks. Just follow along. So, you're in this luscious, beautiful world. The breeze is gently blowing on your face.
Wait, I can't do it. You said luscious. That applies to food. You meant lush.
Okay. No. But you have to hear me out here.
All right,
This
all right.
luscious world. You take a few steps forward, and you open your eyes, and you realize this world is made of food.
Oh shit.
The ground is a nice, juicy steak, and the trees are just big sprouts of broccoli, right? So luscious does make sense.
I'm sorry. It's your. Yeah.
But then you realize something doesn't look right. Take a look to your left. Take a look to your right. You touch the surfaces and you realize everything's made of blocks. This is Minecraft.
Oh my god.
You are playing a modded version of Minecraft where everything is food. And you realize this is my life. I love Minecraft. Minecraft is the best thing to grace mankind. You close your eyes. You take a knife to your chest. These are your final moments. Open your eyes. That's the end.
There you go, P. That was excellent. That was excellent. You got it. And I like how
Yeah.
like if someone who might perceive a Minecraft reality might and like can sustain themselves off the blocks and everything's made of food, probably super fat like every
Yeah.
Minecraft player.
Yeah. You felt me. You felt me on a deeper level then.
I know, it was a deep, moist level.
But deep and moist, both, not just one.
Would you guys believe I never played Minecraft? Like, never once.
Not once?
Not once.
Huh.
It's just because
Wow.
Notch is so repulsive.
Why is Notch repulsive?
I mean, have you seen his hat?
Okay, fair.
He stopped wearing the hat specifically because of the online stereotype. he was wearing the hat before that whole.
It was like a thing, yeah.
Yeah.
Even what's his face wears a hat? The Yahtzee, that guy, the guy who does the zero punctuation guy.
Yeah.
He wears a fucking fedora, but like I think he's earned it.
I think he's earned the fedora.
Like down there's no culture, right? In Australia, wherever he is.
Down there, no culture. Yeah.
I mean, they eat Vegemite, so that goes a long
Fair.
way towards that particular postulate.
Oh my god. So yeah, I haven't played Minecraft Pbat. We should play that together. I'm genuinely ignorant. It would be like rediscovering.
Yeah, it would be fun. I would definitely be down.
Are you serious? I can't tell if
Yeah.
you're being sarcastic.
No, I'm being dead ass.
You do sustain yourself from Minecraft.
I would totally do that.
Wow.
No.
Okay. We should make some time to do that on stream. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
It'd be scary though. I'm afraid of fat people. I
That's
don't
more
wanna-
about fat people in Minecraft. See, that's the beauty. Everybody's the same size. Everybody's just like the same, 64 pixels across. No fat people.
Oh wow, you even know the resolution? You
Yeah,
nerd.
man. I mean that used
Oh
to
my
be
God.
resolution. I don't know if they changed it, but like yeah.
You
I
are
got
gaining weight by the second. It's alright, so on to some new developments in the gaming world. For those of you who know us, we play a lot of high-res games. They released into beta Paladins. Paladins is a 6v6. Is it 6v6? Am I crazy? You smile at
5v5.
Pbat. It's 5v5? Already blew it.
6v6.
I'm sorry, it's a competitive TF2. It's a 5v5 shooter with characters with abilities a la Overwatch, the kind of shit we love, the synthesis of two popular genres right now, MOBA shit.
3. It's 3. You're forgetting one.
What's the other one?
Card games.
Oh, right. Yes. It's objective-based, team objective-based, and there are different classes, blah, 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 and there's this card system. It's shit.
It
I
kind
will-
of is.
I'm saying that as someone who hasn't played Overwatch.
It's not shit, but it has a lot of. It needs a lot of work before it is at the point where I will be able to play it in a solo queue fashion on a consistent basis. It's not something that I feel like I can just hop on and play and have a good time because, firstly, it's a shooter and people tend to not be that great at aiming to begin with, but it's really unbalanced. It's really unbalanced right now.
And why do you think that is?
Horrifically.
Because it's early. Is it the heroes, the paladins, if you will?
I would say that it's partially that. Like for example, Pip kind of removes the need to aim.
Can you explain his kit?
Okay, so Pip is a tiny little fox guy, and
Literally a
has
ripoff of Rocket.
he has a grenade launcher. He has just a grenade launcher, and he fires grenades around. His mobility tool allows him to jump around a lot. Every single character in Paladins has a mobility tool that allows them to hop, or dash, or fly, or whatever. They can get some movement out of it. But Pip is immensely infuriating because he has great damage. He does it in an AoE, so he doesn't really need to aim as much. In fact, one of his tier 1 cards increases the range, like the radius of his explosives. And he's impossible to hit. He's so tiny and he can jump around. So Pip is ludicrously broken right now. And then on the other side of that, you have a lot of characters who have very limited mobility and can only fight on one point. So I don't know. It's the other difficulty I have with it right now is that whereas you have people like Pip who have all their cards are good, you have a lot of characters like Sky who are good if you get the right cards and garbage otherwise.
Yeah. It's so this card system, right? For those of you who don't know how it works, is you kind of get randomly assigned cards. In the only mode that is available, it's random across all possible cards, and the cards vary in rarity from common, uncommon, to like legendary and shit like that. The legendaries are stupid broken, right? And you get one every time you level up. So you get a total of 6 by the end of the game?
Five.
Oh my god, I keep doing
start-
6 instead of 5.
What is with 6?
I don't know, what episode... This is episode 7. Oh, thank god, we're out of the clear.
The Monty Python skit. They changed the card system a little bit since like the first couple days of beta, where now instead of getting randomly assigned any one of the cards, so like potentially getting like 2 legendaries in a row, levels 1 and 2, they've changed it now where you will get a common for the first 2 levels, a rare for level 3, a rare or an epic for level 4, and then epics and a legendary for level 5 if you have those cards available. So the progression system's a little bit better, except that some champions have a really well distributed levels 1 to 5, and some champions have a really poorly distributed levels 1 to 5.
Right.
Yeah.
It'd be like if a class in Hearthstone only had good cards at 5 mana and up versus a class that had good cards all the way through the mana distribution.
Yeah.
Which is probably the best, honestly, one of the best ways to look at it right now. Pip has good cards from level 1 to 5, regardless of what you have. Sky almost never has good cards.
Part of the trouble with the cards, too, is like they don't feel like side grades. You don't feel like you're choosing, right? Like, some characters, to be effective, need the right cards. And especially since it's pretty random right now, and you can't actually build it, you feel weak, you feel helpless, you feel like you've lost control.
The other difficulty too is that there are some really good builds. Like there are multiple builds for some characters, like Cassie, for example. Cassie is the stereotypical bowman. In fact, she is basically ripped off of Windrunner, or I'm sorry, Wind Ranger in Dota. Literally, like look at them side by side; they're the same person. So her kit is a big explosive arrow, a dodge roll, and damage boost, and like she can see around her. So her main 2 builds, good lord, what is happening back there? Her main 2 builds are Blast Shot build, where you just get cooldown reduction and a lot of damage and healing on her Blast Shot, or her Dodge Roll build, where you dodge roll, and if you land the first shot after it, it does massive damage and basically resets the cooldown on your dodge roll. However,
that card is so broken.
Okay, here's the thing.
And necessary, I think.
If you start in on a dodge roll build, and you don't get the cooldown reset one, it does much less damage than the blast shot one. Much less damage. But you need that one cooldown reduction card for it to be as effective. Especially once you get to the later part of the game where you need to do more damage. So if you start into that build, but you never get the cooldown reduction card, you're screwed.
Yeah.
Whereas with Pip, if you start in on like the Acid Cloud build before you get Acid Cloud, but you never end up getting Acid Cloud, you get his other legendary, I don't remember what it is, you're not screwed over. Like, you're still doing good damage. But for her, if you start building up on the dodge roll cards, but you can only dodge roll once every 10 seconds, it's like, okay, well now what do I do? I don't have auto attack damage, I don't have blast shot damage.
I like the way, I do like the way they changed the staggering out of the cards. I wonder how they're going to address people having rares and epics and legendaries to start with, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's going to be a problem. I'm curious to see how many mechanics they can actually work into cards. Ooh, excuse me. Apart from on the individual character level, let's talk about the game on the whole. Right now there's only one mode, which is each team has a base. Capture points spawn randomly. You cap them, and then you get a siege engine that you push in, and you push through 2 gates until their vault, and you blow up their vault. That's it. The map, I feel the one that is out is so bad.
Well, there's 2 maps that are out right now.
There's 2 maps.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
Virtually very similar, but one of my biggest issues with the game right now is the maps are just so big for no reason.
Yeah, there's no reason. Because they're not even 6v6. See, I remembered.
Like they're trying. There you go. I feel like they're trying to say hey, you remember when people loved the huge maps and tribes? But it doesn't work because you don't have that whole skiing mechanic where you could blaze across. I mean, you have the mounts, but still, you don't move that fast across the map even on the mounts.
It's funny you bring up tribes. The maps themselves are so hilly for no reason.
Yeah.
It just it's so difficult for characters like Cassie, who doesn't have any splash damage besides her little explosive arrow shot. She has to aim so perfectly, and so many times the terrain's so uneven and strange that you're at a disadvantage.
Exactly.
I feel like it just doesn't play well for characters who have who aren't using hit scan abilities.
Yeah, I feel like that's exactly the thing. I feel like the maps themselves would be pretty decent if they were like in tribes, but like in Paladins, it just doesn't feel like it works. And the huge maps also bring another issue that I've been bitching about this whole time is the siege engines. They move ridiculously fast by themselves.
They did slow them down actually pretty considerably recently,
Did
but
they?
it's to the point.
Chris,
where,
are you
like,
taking notes? You have a pen in your hand.
I'm always flick.
around a pen.
You fucking nerd!
I am a huge nerd. They slowed them down considerably in a recent patch for it, but it's to the point where they went too far with it now, where you can get to the base and like be skirmishing with the other team for like a good like 30 seconds almost before the siege engine finally rolls its way up, and there's no way to speed it up.
I feel like I played yesterday and I didn't notice too much of a difference.
Are you sure you weren't playing Overwatch?
God damn it.
I was playing a lot of games with the Juice Kids the other night, and we were firstly it was a pretty big stomp. For the most part, I feel like a lot of the combos that you need to do are not immediately obvious with cards. And the other problem is that it's really hard to construct particular combos, and so many characters are only viable based on them. But the other thing was that people didn't realize that you can pretty much just ignore the siege engine until it gets to the base.
Exactly.
If you are the team on offense. So you can just go ahead and go up to the base. That's my least favorite thing, is you can just go ahead and go up to the base and start mowing them down. And if you die, your offense isn't like completely shut down. You don't go back to your base. You spawn at the point from where you spawn the siege engine. So you're already halfway up this huge map. So I feel like it's almost impossible to properly defend your base against a competent team.
Not to mention the bases themselves. Like, they have such a huge advantage, right? So everyone's on a level above you in that one particular map. In every map, the way the vaults are.
Yeah,
in all the maps, like, there's like, it's like castle walls, basically, and like there's teleporters for them to jump up there, so if they fall down, they just walk to teleporter, it's whatever, they usually get away. But they're on top, and they have such a huge advantage, and everyone's not using hit scan weapons, remember? Everyone's using projectile weapons. So it's super easy to, like, just defend, and sit there and do nothing and spam. It encourages spam fests, and that's a problem.
Especially with, like, the non-reloading thing, and I know that's been a big debate. Some people love the fact that you don't need to reload, except for Sky, of course.
Yeah, for some reason.
Some people, yeah, exactly.
It's just, like, no design behind that. It, like, really is very stupid design.
Yeah, it is. I personally would love if they added some form of ammunition to all characters. I feel like it really encourages, you know, knowing when to take your shots, not just sitting there and holding left click and just move your mouse around. I feel like if you have some sort of ammunition,
and they can work that into other future heroes' kits too.
Exactly.
Yeah, for some of the characters, it's especially obvious why hit scan's not a great idea. I mean, like Grok, for example, does a massive amount of damage. He presses Chain Lightning, which is one of his abilities that just makes his thing bounce to 5 other people, and his weapon's just a beam. So it's basically impossible to dodge because he can just sweep it until it hits you, and it also does a massive amount of damage for pretty much no reason. Like,
and
he's a utility character.
Yeah, he's a healer.
Yeah, and you can use his chain lightning on, like, the gates and on the siege turret. So, like, any allies near the objectives will also, like, just get mowed down. It's ridiculous.
It's pretty silly.
One of my least favorite things, though, balance changes are all in theory things that can change. But if you look at a game like Overwatch, that game's theming is very consistent. Like, it's very obvious that from the get-go, I'm pretty sure this was meant to be tight in their MMO, but if you look at the art assets and everything, it all looks like one world, and all the maps fit into that world, and like it all feels cohesive. But if you look at Paladins, it's like, what is the theme here?
Holy shit, like, it's so bad.
Wild West meets the future meets people on horses when they're in a mech already.
Oh yeah, that's right. We forgot to talk about mounting. You can mount. That's why they made the map so big, so they can sell mounts. That's literally the only reason.
Yeah.
And it's like super inconsistent when you can knock people off mounts and they get away and they take a hit. It's like, it's purely a money-making scheme, and I get it. They've got to make money. But holy shit, is it egregious.
I just feel like it would be smarter to just make a good game in order to make money than to just, you know...
Oh, wouldn't that be something, huh?
That's the thing, is that because it's a shooter, it is inherently already a relatively fun game. I mean, if you like shooters, you're going to hop in and you're going to play this, and the innate gameplay is fun about it. But that's that's shooters. So the other...
Alright, now finish me off, Chris. What else do we need?
It's just I like the idea of the card system, but the execution is. I like the idea of like their character design, but the balance is just.
I have a feeling those cards are not like they're not going to give them up, no matter how bad the system may be. They love the idea of deck construction. Have either of you played Phantom Dust?
No.
On Xbox?
No.
It's like
No
it's
idea
like a
what that is.
third-person combat game, right? It's an action game with abilities. It had a deck-making system, and I thought it was great, right? So you would have 3 orbs spawn at your base, and it was usually 1v1, 2v2. And you can get mana crystals, and it's random, and you can put however many in the deck, I forget what they were called, or you can have abilities, and abilities have certain costs. You can also shuffle those abilities out of there and replace them, but you can only keep 4 abilities on your person at once, and they would always replace each other. I feel like a system where you could go back and change cards, a la a shop, might be effective. You guys are looking at me like you don't know.
No, I was
No,
running
I-
it back in my head.
So like basically more like a MOBA.
Yes, so you've always got the ability of these 3 cards, and like to take another one, you have to take a new card, you'll have to replace one.
I actually like. I'm not against that idea. Really, I just want to see something work that's less random. I don't feel like the random idea of these cards really fits with the game itself. I feel like I want to be able to win these fights or lose these fights knowing it's because I was the better or worse player, not
Yeah.
just because they got the cards they wanted and I didn't get the cards I wanted.
And not to mention,
that-
if you die, your cards go on cooldown. You
That's
feel like you
actually
lose them.
basically- Well, here's a weird thing. That's basically a non-issue now. The only card that you will ever have be on cooldown now, because they put cooldown timers on by rarity, is an epic card. Maybe if they're at your base and that's where you resurrect, because it's like 30 seconds and it takes you 20 seconds to come back up, so you have 10 seconds without the epic card, or 40 seconds without a legendary card. Because commons and rares come back up before you are even alive. So the whole card cooldown thing doesn't exist anymore, basically.
Okay. Then why
that's
even?
kind of
Then why
redundant.
do it besides like the
Exactly.
legendary? If I get the legendary, it's fine. You take him down, you know he can't have his game changer ability. There's no feeling of progression.
The other issue I have with the whole randomness of cards is that a lot of these games, these MOBA-esque games, you want to sell as like a competitive entity. You want to sell it as an esport, and Hi-Rez
Yeah.
is ostensibly an esports company right now. If you have randomness like this, no one will watch it because it'll be like, oh yeah, my favorite team lost because they didn't get the right legendary at level 5.
Yeah.
Cool. That's a great feeling. He hit all his shots, but he just didn't have the right card. That's not fun. That's not fun
Exactly.
to play or to watch.
Especially since those legendaries are such game changers and they change the way you play fundamentally. Like it's the thing back to card cooldowns. When you die and your cards go on cooldown, you like get used to playing one way, and then you lose it. It'll cause you to make more mistakes. You know what I'm saying? I found like if I'm used to having that Cassie dodge roll to like next shot to like shorten the cooldown, I'm used to having that and I fuck it up. Like I don't have it and I think I have it even though I actively chose the card and the card interface takes up the whole screen and it like my attention was drawn to that moment and it's taken away and I'm supposed to act under the assumption that I've made that choice and then like the game tells me like I didn't. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's another one of my huge issues is the fact that I literally have to stop combat in order to select the card I want. I have to press
Oh,
U.
God.
It pulls up over the whole screen. It's like, these are your cards. Like, I want something in the corner of the screen that shows me those 3 cards. If I'm a new player, I don't know what those cards do. I can just see them by visual. Yeah, I'll press U and learn what they do. But like as an experienced player, I can see what those cards look like. I know what those cards do, and I should just be able to press like F1, 2, or 3 to select that card.
I mean,
without having to
Hi-Rez
use
is
combat.
good at building VGS menus. They could just do that for the card system.
Just something to mention real quick. Marching Beast and a couple other people have mentioned, yes, the game is in early beta.
Yes.
And that's why we're criticizing it so heavily. We're not criticizing it because we're saying never play this game. We're saying that it's in a bad state right now in hopes that it will get changed.
Mhm.
That is what all of this criticism is for. We're not saying never touch the game.
Yeah.
I was just playing the game earlier today.
We also have noted that they've made changes very quickly on many things that the community has complained about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I say
so, like-
complained, I mean feedback. We give feedback. We're not complaining.
Yeah, and I think it's not so much that I'm complaining about things that are, buggy about the game, and it's more so the issue that a lot of the issues I see with Paladins personally are like huge core parts of the game. Things that they
Yes.
can't just change in a small patch. Like these huge maps
The
are
map,
such a big issue.
The
and
theme,
you
the
can't just patch
universe.
that out.
Yeah, all of that.
Exactly.
It just like doesn't make any sense. Like it's they had to have played it before we did, right?
Exactly.
They must know. I bet you there's some directives on like the card system and the map size so they can keep the mounts in. It's like some of that. Hopefully they caved community pressure on those things.
The card system feels like they're just trying to tack on a Hearthstone moneymaker.
Yes.
Honestly, because you could have what the cards are at base are perks when you level up, kind of like in Call of Duty, except that they're only in singular games, and it's random. So, they could have had that perk system without having the card acquisition system boosted onto the back of it. You didn't need that, but.
I don't get me wrong. I want to be able to build a deck and feel like I'm going into a match like with a certain strategy, but I don't feel like building a deck really matters because of how random it is.
Exactly. Like I would like to see either a mode where and that's the thing. It's I have these ideas, but I don't really know exactly how they'd fix it. Like I would just like to know going into a match like these are the cards I picked. Like this is how I'm gonna play this. Match,
yeah, exactly. But we don't know because the custom deck mode is not yet available.
Exactly.
I think another part of the problem, though, not only custom decks, but you're also forced to go up in the mirror matches 100% of the time.
Well, now you are, because there's only 8 characters.
There's 6 characters, right, guys?
6 characters. Yeah.
And back to the characters note, you guys said that the theme was shit. I think I am so like Hi-Rez has very little creativity. And I don't mean this like for this game and it's in beta. I mean like even in Smite, like literally like they took gods and they just take things expected as they go.
They're not very creative.
They can't build characters.
That's a good idea. Because they don't have to make the characters. The characters are already made. They just have to add their own little flair to it and throw it in the game. Like that's why Smite is such a brilliant idea for 2 reasons. A, who doesn't want to play a game playing as gods? And B, they don't have to put in the effort to make this deep lore and for all these characters in the universes because it's already made.
Yeah, well, they will just focus on microtransactions.
I
mean, kind of. Yeah, it's. But like in Paladins, like if you look at Pip, I said this before. He is literally Rocket. Like it's like there's no way around it. Like Rocket's like Cooper. I'm sure they use assets from the fucking squirrel in Smite. It's like crazy. Fernando is just like a goofy knight, and like
he looks like Reinhardt. Like his armor looks like Reinhardt's.
Oh my god, it's literally the same thing. It's it's so shameless.
Yeah.
They do this even in their kits for Smite. They steal like League stuff, which yes, League stuff is inspired from other universes and inspired from Dota. I get it, but like some of the things are just so apparent. Like to their god reveal pages. Like come on.
Fernando is literally Reinhardt with a different melee attack.
Yeah, and they
just have a melee attack as a flamethrower. Everything else is the same.
And they gave him a voiceover like he's like that's borderline racist, frankly. It's like so ridiculous.
Fernando.
Yeah, he's like it doesn't seem to make a lick of sense.
I don't know.
The universe is not as cohesive as I think it needs to be to kind of compel people to stay invested in it.
Yeah.
Right now it just kind of feels like they made a game and cool, it's a game, but Overwatch has a whole ton of lore and other stuff to get interested in when you're not playing it, but I don't know where Paladins is coming from.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Even friggin' the dwarf is literally the Overwatch dwarf.
Oh, you mean Barrack? Yeah.
Barrack, yeah. The goblin, Ruckus, he looks so bad. He looks like, again, like a racist caricature. Like, it's crazy how bad his model is.
Game yet? Or
what?
Is there any lore in the game yet?
I don't think so.
The lore is we ride a fucking horse and throw cards at each other and follow Siege Engine to a vault where there are guns. Like, it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, that's like the goblin riding the mech. I just don't understand it. I don't know why I'm playing as a goblin who has like a sassy British robot or like a very blasé British robot. I don't know. It's just all over the place. The whole game is all over the place. It's fun to play with friends, but it's all
I get
over
bored
the
after
place.
2 matches.
Not as fun as Overwatch. But
Please. Can we talk for a minute?
I'm surprised you're still not in.
I am too. They had the beta weekend, right? And I'm like, I don't feel anything anymore. I'm dead inside.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one.
It's just like they had this invite-only beta after they said they would have big beta test weekends, open beta, which turned into invite-only because fuck you. They're trying to squeeze the hype out of it, and I still didn't get in. Like and I did nothing this weekend. I did nothing. I hate it. I could be playing right now. We could have so much more content to talk about. But like, it just bothers me that they're like so uncommunicative with their procedure and their process, and they clearly like had a plan to make the most possible hype, squeeze a few balls very tightly, like this guy's, and it seemed, and it's working. That's what I hate. It's just fucking working. And the hype is dying down. Have you noticed that? Twitch viewership is dropping off.
For Overwatch?
Yeah.
Overall. Because it was, I mean, it's still a game that people are really interested in, people are going to want to play in.
But no one can play.
Once it gets closer to, like, maybe a more open state of beta or, closer to release, of course that hype is going to build back up again. But right now it's just kind of like everybody wanted to see what it was about. They got their taste. Now everybody's just waiting to get in and, you know, because basically it's the same thing over and over now, so.
Would it be hilarious if I, like, played it and hated it?
Well, no, I think you'd like it. For one of the actually, I was very surprised by this. One of the most common feedback I got from not only my viewers but watching other streams, the most common consensus is it's a game that people enjoy playing but not so much enjoy watching.
Really?
Yeah,
That's interesting.
yeah. I've heard a lot of people say like it's not really a game they enjoy to watch, but it's like a game they like to play.
Why do you
Which
think that
weird.
is?
I have no idea.
Do you think
I
it's
really don't know
because of like the strategy and depth of like ultimates and map control doesn't really pan out in first person from one person, especially if
Yeah,
you're playing
maybe.
a support hero?
Yeah, possibly. It could definitely be it.
Yeah, I didn't realize people felt that way. I enjoy it. I enjoy FPS play. I don't understand.
I mean, you know, now that I think about it, though, I don't really. When I'm watching stuff on Twitch, first-person shooters are typically not what I'm watching.
Mhm.
I can't tell you why that is, but something to think about, though.
That
For future Twitch streams. Not that I'll have to worry about it because I don't have Overwatch.
yeah, me either. But I still would find it hilarious if I just fucking hated it. But like, I play, like, say I get in on Tuesday and I play it for like 3 weeks and I'm like fucking loving it, and I'm like, oh, tired of this shit already. That would be awful. Like, I'm starting to turn on Fallout 4 a little bit even. Now that I beat the main story, like, I started playing with my other character to do side quests and things, and it just doesn't. It doesn't feel good.
Yeah, I'm playing it right now because I'm on my second playthrough as well. Playing it more as like a kind of like a viewer experience thing. I have it as my time to like. It's kind of my game to just relax in and talk to chat, right?
Yeah.
You know, I'll still pay attention, but you know, it's kind of my game to just kind of chill and play. You know, kind of talk to chat and stuff like that. But I'm waiting for like really great mods. There's already one really great mod that's already out.
Which
it's like it adds a ton of content to the whole base building thing. It adds like a ton of new items to like the whole building your own settlements and stuff like that. I haven't installed.
Now,
it
does
yet,
it
but
add
I'm
brand
playing
new items, or is it items that exist in the game?
brand new items. A lot of brand new items.
Okay.
Yeah. But that's like the only big one I've seen so far. A lot of the other ones are just, you know, really cheesy, you know, like nude mod, like and
Yeah, it would be a Fallout without some tits.
big dicks and tits.
Big
Yeah,
dicks.
there's that, and then there's like bug fix patches and stuff like that. But like right now there isn't any huge mods, but like I'm really interested in seeing what they can do. There were so many amazing mods for Fallout 3, and like Skyrim as well. Like people were just starting to like kind of build these like multiplayer mods and things like that. Albeit they didn't work very well, but it'd be really cool to see like what kind of advancements they can do with Fallout 4. I'm really looking forward to it.
I'm looking forward to the DLC myself.
DLC is gonna be fun as well.
I want something with settlements, something that makes it worth it. Like, I want settlement on settlement wars. I want to play tower defense
Exactly.
in Sanctuary. You know what I mean?
And with no spoilers, I did like how in the main quest line there was that one mission near the end where they made that like settlements thing kind of, you know, important.
Did
You
they?
had to build the thing where you had to build that one thing.
Do you mean the Minuteman one?
Yeah. Well, I'm trying to think of how to.
Wait,
do
hold
the
on. Okay,
spoiler
how about
thing.
this? We'll do this. Spoilers, everybody. Spoilers
Stop listening.
for Fallout 4. Mute
I'm
it.
saying 5,
I will
4,
hold my hand up
3,
when we're done.
2, 1. Okay. I'm
Pbat's-
talking about the thing where you had to build the teleporter. You know what I
Oh!
Yeah.
I thought you were referring to the Minuteman questline. If you can pick them as the final faction going into the thing, and then you have a final fight at the castle, and you could have built it up as a settlement. I thought that's what you're referring to, but now I understand.
No.
Okay, holding my hand up. Unmute. Unmute. Alright, that's enough unmuting there.
Yes. But yeah.
I want more from the system. And they
Yeah.
clearly have plans to do it.
Well, I mean, the mod system is all community based, so eventually you'll have someone who releases a mod for pretty much anything you want to do. There are still people who are coming out with new Skyrim, new Oblivion mods to this day, for God knows what reason.
Take bets how long it's gonna take for somebody to release a mod where you can fuck the dog. I'm saying 2 months.
2 months?
That mod is probably already out, but the guy's not releasing it because he made it for himself.
Very good.
I remember specifically there was a mod like that for Fallout 3 where it was like prostitution, but like it was funny because in like the frequently asked questions, the guy was like, "Stop asking me to be able to fuck the animals. Stop asking me to be able to fuck the kids. I'm not doing it." And it was like, yeah.
Oh my god, that's amazing. It's just like, no, I made this mod for this purpose, not for you little weebs to fuck kids and dogs.
Oh man.
That's great.
Internet.
It makes me want to replay Skyrim. Like, I didn't get into Skyrim mods that much. Every time I start them and get going, I just stop playing for some reason. Because like I try to like I don't want to like do quest mods because I don't like think they're reliable or as good quality as a studio can produce.
There are some really, really good ones.
But I haven't done all of the content, so I can't like I haven't earned those in my eyes. I haven't done any of the Skyrim DLC at all.
Yeah, if you're ever interested in getting back into Skyrim, let me know. I can give you some like 4 or 5 amazing quest mods, like mods that add like whole other like areas.
Can you give me one where I could like fuck a dog?
Yeah.
Or the kids?
I'm sure not the kids probably.
Ah, come on, P. You gonna give me dogs but no kids?
I'll give you the dogs.
Alright, I'll settle on dogs. That's the first mod I want. I don't care if he's in a new area or not. I want to fuck him out in fucking Whiterun.
Is there even dogs in Skyrim?
Are there?
I feel like there is one.
Like there are animals. I know
Yeah,
there's
there
a
is
dog because
dogs.
there's that infamous video of the guy who's on his way like to the southeast, and the talking dog is talking to him, and the dragon comes by and roasts the dog.
Wait, what? That's a thing?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
If someone can check, I have not seen that video. Please send it to me. Put it in chat. I would love to see that.
I'll tweet these out later, but I have some fantastic pictures from a guy who tried to mod his Skyrim, and it ended up making the limbs and necks of every single model in the game super, super long, including the dogs and animals and stuff. So I'll tweet those out later for everyone's personal enjoyment.
Yeah.
They are phenomenal.
I remember as a kid messing around in Oblivion on PC, there was a weird bug, and I didn't have any mods. If you paralyze somebody with a paralysis spell and then kill them while they were paralyzed, their feet and head would remain intact, but the rest of their body would stretch out and become like goo. And stretch out indefinitely, like huge, across the whole map. It was hilarious. And then me being the sick fuck I was like, oh my god, let me fucking try to resurrect them. So I resurrected them, and the whole thing kind of slowly forms back together. I shit you not. I used to spend hours doing that in the main city, and like not playing the game. I used to think it was hilarious.
That's where the Goop King got his start, I guess.
Yeah, yes. That is where I got my start. There's things like that don't really like... that I can't get stuck on when I play a game anymore, where I'm like, I'm just loving this fucking goofy thing. Whereas a kid, I would spend hours doing dumb shit like that. Messing around in, like the Age of Mythology, like, map editor, and making different units fight each other, and... Gaming is getting harder the older I get.
That's the weird thing I have with sandbox games. I've noticed this as I got older, is that I used to play a lot of Minecraft, a lot of Skyrim. I would like sink hundreds of hours into singular games. I just don't do that anymore. Like I feel like even though most of the Minecraft content is out now, because I played way back in early times, like
back when Notch still had his hat on.
Yeah, pre 1.7, pre 1.8. Like the Nether was new when I stopped playing, kind of stuff. And I can't get back into the game now. And like Skyrim, I played a ton of that when it came out 3 years ago, and I tried to play it again now, and it's like I don't understand how I had fun with this game. It's very weird that like sandbox experiences in particular, I think, are so like they have to capture you very quickly, or you don't get into them. And I think that's the main issue I've always had with Fallout. Like people always make fun of whenever Fallout comes up on the podcast. They look at me and they're like, "Oh yeah, Cyan's unamused." It's because I don't get what people get out of Fallout because it doesn't capture me.
But the stories
So-
are there, better than Skyrim. It's a much more interesting world.
I don't doubt that. It just doesn't like that idea doesn't take hold of me the same way. And I think it's what you're talking about, like where you have issues getting back into games. I have a lot of issues getting into games to begin with, which then comes back to Paladins. How am I where's the cohesive universe that captures me?
Yeah, right? Where's the fucking goofy goop models for me to sit there for 3 hours?
All they need to do is add a flubber to the Paladins. You'll play 24/7.
Yeah.
You can actually be Zach all the time. Speaking of which, how is he not in front of your computer?
My
right now?
cat, I am getting better at training him from jumping on my lap and fucking up the podcast.
How do you train him? Do you have like a spritz bottle?
I'll
Like a spray
show
bottle?
it on stream. I've got this. It's a spray bottle, right? And it has a sensor in it. So if he walks in front of it, it sprays like a psst, like kind of loud.
Oh, it's actually a spray bottle.
Yeah. It scared the shit out of me too. If I forget, I leave it on. So I put it on my desk to the right here over the keyboard. So when he jumps up onto my computer and he jumps up onto the tower, which is to my left, he gets spooked and doesn't do it. He does have the balls to do it when I'm sitting here.
Can't just say spooked.
Oh god, I'm sorry. I did it again.
Get scared.
I did that last week and Brandon called me out on it, and I took it more seriously than I take it from you. But yes, it does work. It is super effective. I highly recommend these. It's not perfect. It doesn't always go off the sensor, but he's afraid of it, and that's all we need.
Yeah.
Speaking of afraid, I'm afraid we're running out of time here. Let's cut this one short a little bit earlier. Pretty light week in terms of gaming news. We need to do a hypothetical, though.
I have a hypothetical.
Hey, and Pbat, take it, man. Take all the fun segments.
Yeah. Okay. It's okay. This one's good for me because like I really like meat, right? When I eat, I just love.
Yeah,
it.
me too.
Oh, I get it.
Why is everybody laughing? I love ham.
Okay. Yeah. Right. That's what it was.
Man ham!
If okay, here's the question. So, if for every piece of meat you ate, you had to kill the animal that came from with your own 2 hands, would you do it?
Going forward or, like, retroactively?
Well, I mean, going forward.
Okay, I thought it was like, oh my god, I have to fight every animal I've ever consumed. No matter how small the piece. Like, if I had, like, a pasta dish that happened to have some meat in the sauce, like, it's like 6 cows.
You had to kill the animal it came from. You had to do it.
Okay, yeah, I'm down. I'll learn. That's cool.
I couldn't, man. I couldn't do it. I'm such a softie.
I think I could do it.
I would like fall in love with the animal, man. Like I can't. I wouldn't be. I love.
Well,
meat
like
too,
all
but
you
I
have
Wait,
to-
when
all
you say
have
fall
to
in love
do
with the animal, do you mean like you want to fuck it?
wouldn't.
What about kids?
Stop.
Oh, you didn't detect where I was going with that at all.
I didn't. I didn't see that coming. I wouldn't be able to do it, man. I
All
wouldn't
you
be
said
able to
was
do it.
kill. You didn't say raise. I wouldn't have to raise the animal.
I know you could just go up to it, like not even look at it, just like I couldn't. I still.
Is
I
it
don't
like
know, man.
like a video game where like you chop off like a cow's head and then like you can have a steak at a restaurant?
I don't know, man.
It's like a counter.
No, like it has to be from that animal. You know, like.
Okay, so
You're-
like
you're gonna have to eat it knowing
do we
you
have
put-
to do we have to kill and prepare it or just kill it?
Well, assuming in this world everybody would have to do it, right?
So all I have to do is kill it. So I kill it and then I give it to the butcher and he's done. So I just
Yeah.
take,
Yeah.
Okay.
But I mean,
there-
you can't be blindfolded. You have to know, like you full well know your.
Yeah, no.
You
but-
look it in
but
its
you don't-
fucking eyes.
This also doesn't say that like you have to like viciously kill it with like slitting its
No,
neck.
it could be.
Yeah.
It could be like the most humane, painless way.
So,
It
like-
doesn't have
like
to
a
be,
piano
I can do
wire?
that easily, 100%. Meat's good.
Oh,
I'm a higher
man.
life form.
That's I don't know, man. It's just tough for me. I don't know. I could know that it's not feeling much pain. It's like quick, not suffering. But like I don't know, man. I just couldn't. I couldn't. Like I don't. I feel like I wouldn't be able to.
Really?
Yeah, no. I feel like
I know.
wouldn't be
I
able
think
to.
I definitely could live without meat. I was vegetarian for like 2 years. Not because I love animals like Pbat or anything. I want to fuck dogs or kids, but because I needed like a dietary restriction to
Are
get
kids
myself.
animals now?
Essentially, I needed like something to get myself in the mindset of like eating better. So I definitely could do without meat, but like I could kill to eat. Our like ancestors
kill.
did it, man.
Yeah.
But they didn't have video games and fucking esports.
I mean, we're part of I think why people can be squeamish about it now, whereas they weren't before, is that now we're all so far removed from it. once upon a time, it wasn't a question of.
Wait, are you giving
you know-
commentary on this like we're talking about a game, Chris? Because that's the tone
Yeah.
you've got on go.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm analyzing this, Sam. That's why I'm here.
Welcome. Ah, there's that smile I love.
I love that smile.
Alright, I could kill. I could easily kill. Like, without a doubt.
Yeah. Like, you know what? Maybe I would be able to do it. I just wouldn't be able to do it easily. Like, it would bother me.
Yeah, I'm sure I can harden you.
I'm sure you could.
To killing animals, like...
I'm sure you could harden me.
Like, I'm saying, if we did it enough, like, I'm sure you
If
would
we
feel,
did
you
it
would
enough,
feel
okay, you
nothing.
could
Okay,
harden
so
me,
here
yeah.
you come at me for analyzing this, and then here you are continuing what I'm saying.
No, I'm talking about having sex with Pbat.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what. We're not beating around the bush.
Yeah,
We're
yeah.
talking about fucking.
Oh, no, you're not beating around the bush.
Talk
You're
about that real
around
meat!
Something else.
Alright, that's enough of this nonsense, guys. Thank you for joining me for another fine episode of Podcast Simulator. You can find all of us on Twitter. I'm at Juice Matter. Pbat's at PaperbatVG. And Chris, you're at Juice Cyan?
Juice Cyan. Yes.
No
Juice
underscore or
Cyan.
anything dumb like that?
No. Fuck that. I'm
All
not
right.
numbers. I'm not
Cool.
Cyan numbers.
So we will be back next week with more nonsense. We'll see what people join us. Anyone can happen. Or anyone can happen. Anything can happen with any...
Anything can happen.
anyone can happen. Ugh. Perfect. So, alright, thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you, panelists. Blah, blah, blah. If you find us on iTunes, rate and review, huh? That'd be fun. Because we're on there now, so that's cool. Or wherever you listen to your podcasts, give us a little shout out. If you like what you see, if you have genuine feedback, message me on Twitter too. We'll make this work. We'll get better. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Good night, and don't fuck any kids or dogs.